Dominating Sports TV. A salute to the mighty ldbc, Lions Den boxing community. For those who don't know, now you know. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe, also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. If you're digging the video, go ahead and share this joint. All right, so one of my subs sent me a video from Boxing Ego. Shout out to Boxing Ego. And in that video, Ego played a clip of Timothy Bradley when asked about who he thinks is going to win between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford now that the fight is signed. Now, we all know that Timothy Bradley has been hardcore in the corner of Terence Crawford and picking Crawford to knock out Errol Spence. For years he's been saying that. But now that the fight is signed, Timothy Bradley is saying that he's not sure if Terence Crawford can win a decision in Vegas over Errol Spence. He says that Crawford has to win by stoppage. Crawford has to beat Errol Spence by stoppage. He's not sure Crawford can win on points in Vegas. Now, what that's insinuating is that Crawford's going to get robbed if he goes to the scorecards. And I find that hard to understand because, for one, Terence Crawford has fought in Vegas more than Errol Spence. And he's had bigger fights in Vegas than Errol Spence. And Terence Crawford has brought more money to Las Vegas than Errol Spence. Errol Spence typically fights in New York or the Dallas area. Okay? Let me read a few names, or maybe read all of the names that Errol Spence has fought in Vegas. Most of them was in the beginning of his career, on the undercards of big fights. Errol Spence fought Phil LoGreco. Last time he was in Vegas was against Phil LoGreco. Okay? Francisco Javier Castro. Somebody named No Bolinos, whoever that is. Earl fought another guy in Vegas named Ronald Cruz. Fought another guy named Jesus Tavira. Fought another guy named Brandon Hoskins. Earl fought another guy by the legendary Nathan Butcher in Las Vegas. Okay? These are all guys in the beginning of his career. Who has Terence Crawford fought in Las Vegas? Sean Porter, Showtime Sean Porter. Kell Brook, Jeff Horn, okay? This is recent stuff. Victor Postal. Then you go back to British Prescott, and then, of course, Terence Crawford fought some scrubs out there, too. Sidney, whatever, and Hardy, Pedreas, David Rodella, and Andre, whoever. You know what I'm saying? So Crawford fought 9 fights in Las Vegas. 4 of them being big fights recently, in recent years. Errol Spence has fought 7 fights in Las Vegas. So I don't know why Timothy Bradley is giving the impression that Errol Spence is somehow the favorite in Vegas or Vegas' golden boy. According to the betting odds, Terence Crawford is the golden boy. Terence Crawford is the guy who's the favorite in Vegas. But Timothy Bradley is trying to set a tone and a narrative that if Terence Crawford don't win this fight on points, because he knows, listen, Timothy Bradley is assuming, just like I'm assuming, that this is going to be an evenly matched fight. Errol Spence is going to probably win a close decision over Terence Crawford. But what Bradley's trying to do now is make sure there's an argument to be made that Crawford got robbed. You see? And this is why I've been telling y'all, in every prediction I do, I think this is going to be a controversial fight. If nobody stops nobody, whoever wins is going to be a bunch of crying from either side. You know what I'm saying? I think Errol Spence is going to win the fight on points. Good fight, but I think he's going to win on points. I think guys like Timothy Bradley and people who picked Crawford to win before the fight are going to say that Crawford won after the fight. You know what I mean? I think that's what it's going to be like. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't get the whole narrative that Tim Bradley's trying to push with this nonsense. Timothy Bradley was a legendary fighter, Hall of Fame fighter. I ain't gonna say legendary, but he was a Hall of Fame fighter in his time. But Timothy Bradley did a lot of ducking. Okay, he chose to stay on the Top Rank side of things. When he cleared out Top Rank's entire stable, he could have left and went to the PBC and attempted to clear out that stable. There was so many great welterweight matchups for Timothy Bradley. You had Sean Porter out there. You had Errol Spence. You had Keith Thurman. You had Floyd Mayweather. Just to name a few of the guys that were over on the PBC side. And Timothy Bradley chose to initiate this side of the street stuff, right? Timothy Bradley chose to say, "Oh well, because I didn't even know this until after they retired. I heard this from Timothy Bradley's own mouth. Because back in those days, I was always asking, why didn't Timothy Bradley, because he keep coming up, his top rank contract ends. Why not go over to the PBC and see what they have to offer? See if you can get the Floyd fight. You already beat Pacquiao, you beat Marquez, you beat Brandon Rios and all these guys. Why not go over and challenge yourself with the PBC?" So what I didn't know is Floyd Mayweather offered Timothy Bradley a fight. Didn't know that. They kept it under wraps. But Bradley said he said himself he turned it down. He said he turned it down because there was no guarantee that he didn't know if they were serious or not, and there's no guarantee. I can make the same money staying over here with Top Rank. Just a lot of coward activity. A lot of coward activity from Timothy Bradley. And I wish I had known that back in those days because I'd have flamed him. You know what I'm saying? Timothy Bradley, when they also asked, why didn't he fight Errol Spence? This is back when he was fighting. He said that, why do I want to pay 2 sanctioning fees? Why am I unified for him? Pay 2 sanctioning fees. So Timothy Bradley is a grandmaster ducker. He fought everybody that was on Top Rank, but when it came to the PBC guys, he stayed away from those guys. He was afraid of them. That's what it appears to me. He was afraid of those guys, afraid to challenge himself, and he stayed in his comfort zone. He stayed where Top Rank was giving him a guaranteed amount of money, and treating him with kid gloves, and that's where he was most comfortable. At the end of the day, and that's why Terence Crawford conducted himself like that for years. When everybody wanted Terence Crawford to leave Top Rank, like, hey, what else do Top Rank have to offer you besides the money? Crawford chose to keep re-signing with Top Rank, and then he was acting like his mentor, Timothy Bradley. Now he broke off, and he's going to fight Errol Spence Jr. Finally, this fight is going to happen. Everybody's excited about it. We all pumped up for it. You know what I'm saying? So may the best man win. You know what I'm saying? It's no wrong prediction in this fight. If you think Crawford going to win, cool. I think Errol Spence is going to win. I think a lot of the people that are picking Crawford are betting on the fact that they think that Errol Spence is not the same fighter. They think Errol Spence is damaged goods because of the accident and stuff like that. And I think that Errol Spence is going to shock the world. And I hope that when he beats Crawford, people give him his just due, give him his credit. 78 Sports TV, salute to the mighty ldbc. Smash that like button, y'all. I'm up out of here. Deuces.